And if I happen to offend my political connects, understand I have no time to be politically correct. I speak from the soul, so let my thoughts reflect the passion in my voice to be poetically correct.
Do it.
Yo, get straight to
Let's
it.
go.
Poetically correct.
Yes, sir.
Poetically, Poeticlee.
Hey, Rome to Carlo. Rome like the city. DC like the district. ARLO. We in here.
We in here, we in there, we in your ears if you're listening on SoundCloud or website. We on your screen if you're watching on YouTube. We everywhere. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow Rome DiCarlo.
Hit that button. Subscribe.
On Instagram.
RomesHouse.com. Poeticlee.com. Poeticlee.com.
Hey man, chill. You can't do it like me. Chill.
I did it different, bro. I broke it into 3 segments.
You broke it into you did, but
I messed it up. I
nah,
might have spelled it wrong.
you,
I spelled it wrong, bro.
Did you spell it
Poetic.
you got it right.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have caught you if you spelled it wrong. We would have had issues straight up.
We still got issues because you're not happy with the way I did it, bro. But yeah, shout out to Poetic.
Nah, man. Hey, you know what? It's funny, like just names and everything, and I don't know. You know, I was as like an artist, right? And our entertainment and what we do, well, not our entertainment, like with the entertainment we provide, and I don't know. I just been getting like kind of, I don't know. It's a funny stage of time that we're in, you know, because on one end, we talk about like you see the First Amendment rights really being affected right now.
Yeah.
You know, as far as people really want to say what they got to say. You know, people really want to put a message out for positivity on one end, and then you have on another end where people want to give false news out, but they have, in a way, the right to say what they want to say, but is it really helping society? So I'm not going to touch the false news right now. I'm going to talk about on the artist end.
Okay.
And because I got to talk about it, because it's a tricky place, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you create, as an artist, you create art, and you coming from your life, your story, your views, your thoughts, your emotions.
Absolutely.
And it's how you view it. And then you tell it how you want to tell it, artistically, metaphorically, however you want to tell it.
Yeah.
And then either people like yay, or either people feel some type of way. And it's like, what? So it's several different layers to what I want to talk about. It's the layers of what's offensive content. It's the layer of we got some fragile ass feelings. But you know, I say that while I say we have some fragile ass feelings, I'm an artist, and what Erykah Badu say, her famous quote,
I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
Exactly. So it's kind of funny because while I say, you know, people have some fragile feelings when you just talking about whatever you want to talk about, and then they feel some type of way. Or why you talk? It don't even have to be about. Let's take like the social justice stuff out. Let's say you just talking about you know, you may be talking about a situation that happened in your life.
Yeah.
You know, as far as how you grew up and just the people you grew up around, and they may have not treated you a certain way. And people, why you had to talk about it like that? Or you may not even use that person's name, but let's say you did, or let's say you talking about some heavy issues, like some race, or you talking about transgenders issues, you talking about gay rights and things like that. People want to start feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
Yo, like, I'm just like befuddled right now.
You befuddled, bro?
Yes, man, because it's people in their feelings, you know what I'm saying? But I guess I've gotten to a point now where I say F you and your feelings, and I just worry about just doing my thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, is when you on stage and when you perform in a period, it's like we don't have time to like consume. I don't have time to consume, or even, not to say I'm not thinking about what you feel, but if you know my intent, you know, we talk about intent, but if you know my intent is not coming out of malicious, or if I know my intent, that's what I'm worried about now. It's like where I'm at, you know.
I dig that, bro. That's real, bro. Because, like, you can't, if we spent time worrying about what other people think all the time, we never do anything.
Yeah.
We be scared to go outside. We be scared to do anything. You know what I mean? A lot of people trap by that. You know, social media or this and that or blah, 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 or person at work. People always worried about what other people think, and it's kind of hindering people from really speaking their truth. But it don't got to. Like, because if you know you good, then what else matters? The people that's going to be with you is going to be with you.
Yeah, you know, what you talking about as far as what people think. Too, it makes me think, because I'm like, well, did social media kind of create this environment where we get so self-conscious and so kind of trapped in with other people? Oh, I got to get the likes for this. I got to, you know, what how many views did this get? How many, did this get right here? And then because on one spectrum, I'm like, I feel like whatever's going on now, it's always going on.
Absolutely.
It's just magnified. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like certain things, whatever is going on, like, let's just say, like, it's even like, it's funny because, like, even if you look at people how they dress, people say, oh, these youngins dressing all crazy and things like, man, if you don't shut your ass up, we look back. I be teasing my dad, let's look back at your time with y'all crop tops and shit, man. Yo were dressing, kind of wild back then. Even if you go back further, go back to the 1400s when they had their blouses and, people talking about the Migos having their blouses and whatnot. Go back to the 1400s, they had their blouses, they had the pants with the little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even back further in Ireland, they wearing dresses and they still kind of do that now. But even what I'm saying, it's funny how I think things have always been what they are. We just it's magnified, and I think we just hype things up a little bit more now because we can see it. It's like somebody was saying about like world catastrophes going on, and how someone was saying this is their theory, like they think, we've always had these world catastrophes go on. We've always had these different things like hurricanes. Now I think obviously because of global warming, some things are turning up a little bit. As far as like when you look at mass killings, things of this nature, it's always been happening. But it's just we are so consumed with so much information. You know what I'm saying? Like we're consumed with so much. We see things 24/7. We got news cycles 24/7. There was one point where TV cut off at a certain time, so you didn't know what happened tonight. Forget that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't know what happened.
Yeah, that's real. Nah, I mean, it is crazy because I was actually at a TED Talk today in Charlotte. Shout out to TEDx CLT, and one of the people was talking about kind of unplugging and just allowing yourself to just stop. And he went so far as to say, allow yourself to just stop and be bored, because when you're bored, that's when you start to, whatever that thing is, that idea you have, whatever it is, you have actually time to get to about. Yeah, but if you're always seeking entertainment or you're always thinking about work, you never have time to ever unpack any of that. So like the 24/7 cycle that you're talking about, and everybody's always just go, 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 go. News, new story. Puerto Rico yesterday, Houston today, tomorrow it's Cam Newton, blah, blah, blah. It's always something, right? And like, so you never, like you're saying, none of it is new, but also like realizing because none of it's new, don't get so caught up in it. Like take a step back, like, and focus on what you need to be doing.
So with that, what you saying that right there, if you like sit down and you say, I'm gonna get bored, I'm just let original thought, because you know what's crazy? I was thinking the other day, we so very few now have original thoughts. Everything is derived from something else. Everything is a talking point from wherever you heard it before, and you bring it to this conversation, you bring it into this podcast, you bring it into this show. I heard this, and then boom, we're gonna talk about this. You know, with this point, because now you may have a different perspective, but it's derived from somewhere else.
True.
It's no like original thoughts. Like, you just was sitting there and came up with that on your own. Boom, like that's kind of rare right now. But I will say, with all the information, with us seeing all these different things, it does provide us with more insight on being approached with different situations. You know what I'm saying? Like it provides us to not be ignorant just on our own. It provides us to have a chance to learn something new, because when you provided so much information, either one, you have to sit there and soak it all in, or you have to just ignore it. Now, if you ignore it, you're just being willfully ignorant. But if you're willing to say, okay, I'm gonna I feel like you can take it in doses. And as an artist, I don't know about you, but I know on the art end, that's why I don't use Twitter, because Twitter kind of messes with my creativity.
Wait, just because of limitations?
So like with Twitter, I guess because you're posting your thoughts. Like Instagram is different. I can post a picture, and it's just a picture is a million words by itself. I can say what I need to say within a picture. Like with Twitter, I guess you're posting your thoughts that you may create, and then someone may comment to it. Then you're in this reply thing. And then it gets you. It just, I don't know. Twitter does something. I have to find this out, 'cause I heard someone else talk about it. I think I heard Wale talk about it one time. But Twitter does something to the creativity. Like I found this out. Actually, not found it out. That's incorrect grammar. But I found out this like when I was in high school, and I just couldn't write like I wanted to write. So I haven't used it since college.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Dang,
I
that's
don't touch
interesting.
it.
What about Facebook?
I gotta do better with Facebook.
Okay. What's your
But you
favorite-
can check out my Facebook, Poetically Facebook page.
What platform do you feel like is the best way for you to express what you try to do?
Right now, Instagram and this.
Okay. Instagram and this.
And this politically correct.
Yes.
I mean, Instagram because it's about. I just want to. For me as an artist, it's just about putting the art out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I deliver my message.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever message needs to be said, it could be about anything. It could be about clothes. It could be about whatever. It could be about love. It could be about social, equality, things of that nature. Whatever the message needs to be put out there,
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like just me doing it artistically. So Instagram, I make a video, put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
I can make a post, a picture, put a quote, put it out there. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Let people absorb it for themselves. With this right here, we have a platform where we can speak those thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
We could talk about it, and I can voice that. You know what I'm saying? Call to action. I can speak, because my whole thing as a person really is to like uplift, inspire,
Mm-hmm.
and then entertain with it. So
Let me ask you this: How does one be original, especially in 2017?
That's a trick. Well, to me, it's not a trick. I think to be original, I think the cliche thing is to say just be yourself, but then you have to know who you are, right?
True.
You have to know who you are and what you are. Two key things right there. So who you are is, and what you are, they may sound like they're the same things, but what you are is what the action is. That's the verb. Who you are is kind of like the adjective really describes you in a metaphoric sense. But like what you are is what you do. You kind of see what I'm saying? Like I do this, I do that, I do that. So that's what you are. So you have to know what you are and what you do. So if I know that I do, it can be real simple. Like if I know that I give love to people, I spread love, I make people smile and laugh, then so me being original is just me being my witty and caring self, my loving self. Now who am I? I'm someone that's innovative and just thinks outside the box. Someone that doesn't like to. I like just to be charismatic, things like that. So it's just being. So like if I do something, if I want to do like let's say a love romantic piece, I know I'm a charismatic person, so I'm gonna make it a little sexy, or I know I give that love, so I'm gonna give that off. I'm gonna give you that energy. So I think that's being original. You got to know who and what you are. And then with it, you have to just do it.
True.
What you think?
Uh,
What keeps Rome original, man? What keeps Rome original? Because Rome don't be, y'all don't get it twisted. Rome don't be, you don't be fucking with a lot of people.
What you mean, bro?
I mean, like in the sense, no, but like I'm saying in the sense, I'm saying like in the sense you keep it original to yourself, and like you're not out here trying to look. I'm saying like you're not out here, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not trying to chase an image. You're not out here trying to chase
I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
I'm not trying. Yeah, I'm not. You know how like when you're in school, like when you're younger and stuff like that, and you kind of in a friend group. You don't really mess with them, but you're in a friend group. Say you got some friends or somebody to sit with at lunch or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't really have none of those situations going on. So like the people I'm around, I just go, man. I go how I want to move.
You solo dolo.
Yeah, but I mean, if I have an ideas, it usually just come from me just chilling. Like it might just come from me sitting on the back porch. You know what I mean? Or just like you said, taking that time, meditation. Whether it's in my room or like I said on the back porch or in the car or wherever you know what I'm saying kind of fits during lunch at work. So just those type of things. Good opportunities, or some stuff that just hits you while you at work. You off daydreaming and something hits you, and it's just like boom.
That's what my ideas be even too when I'm working. Like just when you know what's crazy. You know what be pissing me off sometimes?
What?
When you're actively doing other things, and then you think of something to write, like some dope stuff. You just be thinking of lines like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's like man, I can't write this right now, so I be trying to hold them in my head.
And then you forget sometimes.
Not. What's crazy right now is. Oh shoot. Like my last Yeah, my last 3 pieces that I've just been putting together, the last 4 pieces I've been putting together, all been in my head.
Really?
Yeah, like it's really. I mean, I wrote one just to have it in the phone, but like this other piece, it's just me be putting it in my head.
Dang.
Because it now I found out like on this like we about to get into let's like just get into like some artist talk.
Yeah.
You know, just about like how artists are. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but I feel like when I'm working on it, crafting it in my head, like I'm sitting there, I'm putting the lines together in my head. When it comes to performing, like it's there now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It helps it just me put it together, like because I know I actually have to live it because I wrote it in my head.
Yeah.
Now I'm not trying to like talk about it. You know how like Hov and Wayne be. I don't need no pen and paper. I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because pen and paper still does work good, but it's just crazy. Like because this just started this summer.
Wow.
Where I was just. I mean, I've always been able just to sit there, and just you know, just like you just sitting there, you think of stuff in your head.
Yeah.
But not just sitting there like okay, that piece right there, boom. Next lines, boom, and then just crafting in your head, letting your head work it. I feel like it's a memory, like it's a muscle that you working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now I want to go home and try it, bro.
I'm serious. Like work on it. Like try that shit because what happens is you gotta actually live it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you, I don't know. It's just like, and I still think I'm still right, but I feel it's just a different feel when I'm putting stuff together in my head. It's just like I feel it different. Then when I go to practice it, it's just right there with me.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to. I'm not relying on something else.
True.
Like it's in there with me.
Dang.
Hey man,
Insight from Poetic Lee, man. Start writing in your head, practice it.
Right in your head. I feel like it's good, but I feel like the pen and paper is still something unique because I feel like there's something spiritual, and something magical when you can, whether it's you typing or something you or whether you writing it down by pen, because I feel like you're putting words, you're creating it. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
Like if
you're literally like.
Yeah, you're creating that box.
Physically, you're bringing it physically into
to life.
Yeah, to life. Yeah. That's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying? And I think so. Like when I'm writing in my head, that's why I go somewhere and I just start saying it, because now I'm putting it out in the air.
Yeah.
If I just keep it in my head, then it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't.
It doesn't.
That magic doesn't get out there.
Right.
But like if you write it, I feel like you're creating that table, like you creating whatever that you bring, like that 3D, affirmations together.
Okay. Damn, that's dope, bro. Yo, I gotta switch gears. Didn't you go to the Word Society joint recently in Winston?
Yeah, we had a show, so we had a performance this past Wednesday. Follow Word Society, LB, LEB, Bliss, Witness, Hassan.
You.
Oh shoot, me, Cozy A.
Cozy A. Jones.
Can't forget Cozy A. Jones. But yeah, we had one. This is a love series. We got one more in Greensboro.
Word was it? It was vibes crazy.
Yeah, it was dope. Man, man, it was dope. It was dope. This one was about do you love you, and so like that was a whole vibe of everything. So like this piece, it was crazy. Like this piece I wrote. Now I had to get better at it. But this piece I wrote was just like just pretty much in my head. Yeah, just
so the one you performed at the event you did in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's dope, bro.
Yeah,
that's real dope. So how do you feel about where things are at with the community in terms of like? Because I feel like as artists, we do better jobs than other communities and other groups about listening to different opinions, and listening to different perspectives, and being able to do that. Because I noticed that a lot of people. You know, especially if you're in that corporate cycle, you don't get exposed to new information outside of what you see on TV because you spend 8 to 5 every day in the office, a couple hours at home with your kids and your wife. You see a little bit on TV, maybe watch the game, and then you go to bed and do the same thing over. So a lot of people we get out there, we get more so artists expose themselves to new things and try different things and get bored doing the same thing. Like, so how do other people?
I mean, so where do you look at yourself though?
Huh?
Like where do you look at yourself and you feel like you grab new information from?
I feel like I grab new information from artists, friends, family.
And you feel like you only grab that on the art scene?
I'm saying I've noticed that the corporate scene is very insulated.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Well,
company
I mean,
has its own culture, and
yeah.
especially if they sipping the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You know, I guess if that's their prerogative, that's their prerogative. But they don't really like.
Yeah, and I don't think you're gonna run into people in certain corporate settings. I don't think you're gonna run into where people are gonna be open to change a lot. You know what I'm saying? But that's what makes the great companies great, is they're always changing because you have to adapt, because at the end of the day, you know your clientele is always changing, evolving. That's if you want to grow, because you know you may deal with this certain age group, but if you want to stay great, you know that age group's going to get a little older, and you want to work with their children. No matter what business you're in, you're always going to have to work with the next generation.
True.
Because people are going to age through whatever you do. You sell life insurance, you sell whatever, you sell mattress. Shoot, you sell mattress, you eventually going to have people that's growing up. You're going anything you do.
You know, that's facts, because I was watching the new Dragon Ball. I was watching Dragon Ball Super.
Word.
And Dragon Ball Super is some trash compared to Dragon Ball Z.
That shit,
I'm
man,
like, I'm
Dragon
old,
Ball
I
Z
can't
ain't
watch
been
it.
popping since what, 02?
Yes. Yes. I was watching this new, I was like, what is this new shit? This is terrible. You remember Goku used to be like,
What makes it trash?
Goku used to be down there blowing up planets, bro.
Yeah, what makes it trash now?
And this new joint, like, they losing a lot, bro. And they're not losing because they trying hard. They losing on some fluky stuff. I
What
was
you
watching one
mean?
episode. Goku fell asleep in the middle of the fight and got knocked out.
Wait a minute, pause. Why is Goku still around?
I don't even know. I don't know how to answer that
Goku
question.
gotta be old as
He
hell.
gotta
now.
be old as hell, and he's still doing the goofy thing. Except now it's even worse.
Nah, that shit corny now.
Yeah, now he's never serious, and
Oh,
it was
word.
already corny back then.
Yeah, it was kind of. It was
I
like,
used to
but
get
it was like
mad.
cool, corny a little bit because it was like every now and then.
Yeah, but when he got serious, it was like, yeah, let's
Wait a
go,
minute,
Goku.
how old is Goku now?
He gotta be old, bro.
Old as hell.
I don't know
What
how
about?
old
Didn't he have a
Saiyans
son?
He did have a son.
What happened to the son?
He got 2 sons, and in the son
Goku
in the
put that
show
work.
in Dragon Ball Super, this nigga Gohan don't even fight no more. He's like, well, I don't know how far into the show. Somebody's gonna comment and let me know that he probably
Yeah.
gonna start kicking ass or something. But this dude has got a regular job. He don't fight no more. He don't even know how to fight
Peace,
no more.
man. Peace. So what about the other son?
The other son's still like a little kid. He ain't getting no older. I'm confused.
What about what's the other one?
Vegeta?
Is Vegeta still in this shit?
Vegeta's strong.
See,
Vegeta
that's what
probably
they
stronger
fucking
than
up
Goku.
at. They still got the old characters.
You think that they knew us?
I mean, yeah, because
I could dig that. I never thought about it.
they
like
got to
that.
be old as hell by now. This
True.
ain't like what's the show? South Park.
Yeah. It's just the same
Well, they-
age.
yeah, and plus they don't have that type of when you doing something like that. I don't know. It just
It's different, right?
because these aren't characters. This ain't built off like it's not like Batman, Spider-Man, where these characters are. I don't know. It's just something. I don't know. To me, it feel like they should be moved on. Cause okay. So this is why I say that they already were following a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
They were already following a storyline of children having kids and then having. So you would figure they would keep
Wow.
progressing.
Yeah, I didn't think
At
about
this
that.
point, you shouldn't still be there. That they were doing that, and I haven't watched that show in like 14 years.
Yeah.
They were doing that then.
Wow.
So you cannot keep, and that's just in it. So to bring it back to anything, you can't. Whatever you doing 14 years ago, you cannot be doing the same thing. I feel like to be dope. That's why I don't listen to Wayne.
You gotta do something different.
Yeah,
You gotta grow.
You gotta grow.
Is there any type of art that you expose yourself to for inspiration, like consciously or
Consciously, okay.
like
So
Like-
consciously is so broad.
okay, like
I realize
is there anything where you know you're gonna get a vibe from it, and so you go straight to it for that vibe?
Definitely,
for the
100.
for the creative process.
for the creative, but you have so many creative processes. You know
True.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I may listen to Jodeci when I'm trying to get sexy. You know what I'm saying? I listen to when I'm trying to get like just straight bars. I listen to Joe Budden.
Okay.
I listen to Royce 5'9". I listen to Eminem.
Yeah.
I listen to Slaughterhouse when
Okay.
when I want to get into that bar mode, just gritty.
Yeah.
Like even sometimes little Rockefeller. When I really want to feel like when I really want to feel like you can't touch me, I listen to anything Rockefeller, Beanie,
Okay. Beans.
Memphis.
True.
I listen to that because they was just talking that slick talk.
True.
Cam.
Yeah.
When I want to feel like talking that slick talk, that's what I was. Yeah. But like on another perspective, let's say I want to talk more like life and death. You know, you want to just bring it down and want to get more perspective. So I told you, like I listen to EDM.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to EDM and like get a right into feel for that. Like that right there, that's when I really like my life deep into thoughts because I don't know, it's something with the tunes.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that in the tunes that I
Okay.
had the blue lights on.
Yeah.
And then it's just something about that. And it takes me, it's like it brings me back
Word.
holistically.
Okay.
It gets me out of the ratchetness and brings me into like Charlamagne says, ratchet and righteous. It brings me into my righteous mode.
Okay.
So I
That's
don't know.
interesting.
Yeah. What about you? What you go? What's your go to?
Anime sometimes, if it's the right show.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's something that works for me. There was a show that came out in the early 2000s called Samurai Champloo. It was like old school samurais mixed with hip hop music.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the
When this come out?
This came out like 04.
Yeah, I think I do. Was this on Cartoon Network?
It was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I remember this.
It was real dope. So yeah, I used to like rap to those beats and stuff like that. So and then like, let me think, man. You know what I noticed when I listen to a certain artist?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I try to start writing after like I listen to them, I'll start subconsciously using their
flow.
Yeah,
and that's why you know what I don't get mad though when people see. But see, that's what I'm talking about right there. Now, it goes down to the creative process. It goes down to how you're being creative and what perspective you're taking. If you're taking everything that person said and using it and what they said in their flow and their lines and using it in your lines, I feel like that's when you got, okay, you're not being original. Yeah. I think there still is a sense of originality when you can, even if you're using someone else's flow. Like I said, how I listen to Slaughterhouse, I listen to I listen to Memphis, I listen to all those people, or Luda, you know, just to get the vibe. Yeah. I may feel that presence and that essence, but I'm using my own creative twist to it. I feel like we all have our own creative twist to it. When you don't use your own creative twist at all, because I mean, let's be real, nothing's original though. Yeah, that's true. Keep it 100. Yeah, someone was born before you were. You didn't come up with. I feel like everybody has. Remember we were talking about. That's when we were talking about that one time, like an idea butterfly floats around, hits you, taps to another person. Yeah. And it's like it sprinkles the dust, the creativity dust. Yeah, you know, it sprinkles it on you, and it's about you if you want to use it or not.
True, that's real. I definitely dig that. Let me ask you this: do you feel like, if y'all know poetically as an entrepreneur, and we're talking about the whole work hustle before? Yeah. Do you feel like as an entrepreneur, is there ever any time where you feel like you're thinking about what you're saying in your art and how it might affect you on the business side, or is it completely?
I'm glad you brought that up, because several layers, like, because especially like when you're your own. Fortunately, I'm in my own space. I'm my own boss. Okay. So now, with me saying that, I can't. And this is the other thing too. With me saying that, it's not like I still can't get hurt by that, because I can't. It depends. It defines what hurt is. I can still get affected by that. Yeah, because I can still have customers and clients or whatever. But I move in a space of positivity and uplifting. Okay. I don't move any hate. You know what I'm saying? True. I'm not out here. Whatever I speak is truth. Now, we talk about fragile ass feelings. I'm going to say fragile ass feelings. If you have fragile ass feelings, then okay, that's you. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be 100 other people out there that truth resonates, right? Yeah. If I say the sky is blue and you look up there and the sky is blue, then you want to say, nah, Benny, it's pink. You know what I'm saying? Nah, Lee, it's pink. Then you got to deal with you being whatever. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. But see, it's so many different layers to that though, because at the end of the day, we all human, right? Yeah. So we all think about sex. And shut up if you don't. If you want to say, nah, you know, I'm whole and everything, man, shut your ass up. You think about getting in that. You know what I'm saying? You think about turning up, having a good time. True. You know what I'm saying? You think about laughing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You may crack some jokes if you see somebody doing something corny and funny. Yeah. But it's at the end of the day is, what do you bring into the world, right? I'm a human being. You're not going to feel the same way I feel. I'm not going to feel the same way you feel. Now, if I'm not as long as I'm not bringing any hate, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that's one, I got to shout out my mama for real, though, because I'm in business with my mom, and she has never once been like, "Oh, hey, you need to tone your voice down." You know what I'm saying? Like, you need
shout out to the fam.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with you though, because think about it, you in a more particular position than I am, because you out here saying what you saying, and
and I got a boss.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying like you saying what you're saying, but it's not like you have your own place. It's like the situation with ESPN and Jamel Hill.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah,
at the end of the day, like I look at the end of the day, I can never be mad at how the game is playing you.
mm-hmm.
Because if you in that game, you gotta understand the rules.
Yeah,
Now it's all about being strategic.
yeah,
I know that we have a platform here. We talk about you said one time owning our own platforms.
mm-hmm.
We got our platform here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You have your website.
mm-hmm.
You know, you have a place where you can voice your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go to work and battle people about this and that subject and this, that. You take it and use it in your art, use it in your poetry.
Word.
You take it and you put it on Instagram to give these open thoughts and views.
Yeah.
That's your spacey. That's your, as long as it's not, if you ain't signed a contract that says you can't do this and this outside of here,
Mm-hmm.
you and your.
You're right. I feel that. It made me think about my previous job. I seen that actually happen where people bring that stuff into the job, and it's not good.
No, man.
It's not good.
The only reason, look, man, because the reason I say you don't bring that, you got to be, okay, you have to be aware of who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be aware of how they're going to accept it, right?
Yeah.
If somebody has, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a dog is full,
Mm-hmm.
then he's not gonna run down and get any food. That's an old line right there. If it's a full dog won't hunt for food, or how the line goes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But even if a dog isn't full, they think they may be full, but you can't provide something somebody's not gonna be open.
Yeah.
Now, if you at a workplace, something I'm the type of person, you at work, get your work done. Like, focus on that. Now, I think that brings us to another interesting place, because someone may say, well, isn't that how people feel about the whole NFL thing?
Mm-hmm.
Just go to work, do your job. I do feel, I think we all have a responsibility. I think you have to look at your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And your responsibility is based on what you're about, who you are. So now we're going back to who you are and what you are.
Mm-hmm.
If you say I'm a moral person, if you say I'm this and I'm that, and if you're a person that has a foundation, let's say we're talking about like NFL and what they go through, right?
Right.
If your person says I got a foundation in this right there, and you always I'm gonna give back to the community. Now you've put yourself in this position where you have created this responsibility where you must uplift the community,
Mm-hmm.
and you must stand for what's justice and what's not justice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there comes a point where you have to give knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
This is my point of view. I think there are moments where you have to use things. You have to know how to play the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the game was played perfect. If you want to look at the NFL, and I didn't even expect for us to even talk about the NFL, but I think it comes into a whole line of what we're talking about right now.
Uh-huh.
It has nothing. They didn't say you couldn't kneel to protest, right?
Yeah.
What do you protest? So you're gonna make a stance right there. I'm gonna kneel because it's about police brutality. It's about, I have these things, these are some pointers, because people are gonna ask you, why was he kneeling? So now they asked him,
Yeah.
why were you kneeling? Now you get to give off your pointers. You get to educate people.
Mm-hmm.
Now if people don't want to accept that education, they just want to be ignorant. They want to be stupid. Sit their ass down.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. Stay your ass asleep.
Right.
But if you take that from one stance, from kneeling, I say at this point now, let's take kneeling to another level. Like, now when you get to the press conference, this is the thing. This is the beauty about it, Rome. You can talk about what you want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So how about when you at that press conference, you educate people. You can talk about football. I'm gonna give you two things about the game. Boom. All right, let me tell you about Tamir Rice. Let me tell you about Trayvon Martin.
Mm.
Let me tell you about these people right here. Boom. I'm gonna just give you names. That to me that's the next level of this. Okay, we got the kneeling. The kneeling is kind of played out now. And the reason I'm saying it's played out now, because the whole point of it's changed.
Yeah.
So whenever, and this goes to a bigger point, like I know I'm talking, I want to get you into this, get your, your feedback. But I feel like there comes a point where you have to take it to another goal. There's not just one layer. There's always going to have to be another layer, because that layer right there is going to soon lose its grip. So to keep the grip going, to keep the push going of what if you're really serious about what you're about, then you got to take it to another level. You got to have an agenda.
Yeah.
And that's where we get caught up as a culture. That's where we get caught up as in the society. Also, we don't have agendas. We just have hot takes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And we take from what we have hot takes and trends.
Yeah. And a lot of times we don't have a vision of what the end goal is. So it's
End goal. That's the word I was going to
you go into it not even knowing what you're trying to get to, or what that looks like. And it's good to start the conversation, but then once the conversation, like you said, once the conversation starts, you have to evolve and go where that takes you. Or because if you bail out, then you're just gonna look like a fool. Like if you start off saying, I'm gonna just participate in this and that, and then, but then okay, so next step is start having a conversation, and you like all right, so you don't have no.
You gotta be educated.
Yeah,
you gotta be educated. And look, whatever you're doing in life, you have to be educated on it about fully.
Yeah.
You have to know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
You have to know why you're doing it, who you're doing it for. It's just, oh my God, this goes to anything a bit. I'm serious.
Yeah.
It's anything. You have to know why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, why they need it. See, that's the other thing too. Why do you need this right here?
Yeah.
Not just why you're doing it, but why does the other person need it? Why the hell do I need to hear your poetry? real shit.
Ask yourself
So like on the artist scene, you bring it back to like the artist side.
Yeah.
I feel like as an artist sometimes, why I feel like that makes you have to challenge yourself now. Because now I'm trying to challenge myself on another end of, I really want to create work now that's conceptual, like as far as just creating a story now. No more like just talking about just points.
Yeah.
Create a story now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ed Mabry. He's a dope poet here in Charlotte.
Right.
He has one piece that's like, it's dope, like the Romeo and Juliet joint.
Dang, I can't remember how.
Oh no, was it Romeo and Juliet? No. It was Shakespeare. My fault. I'm thinking of Shakespeare, but it was like a Shakespeare play that he did, but in the hood. That shit was fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like my whole thing now, and I was thinking this, but before I saw him, but it kind of ignited.
Yeah.
It's create a story, because I feel like that really traps people in.
Yeah.
To that gives somebody something now, so some more substance, and create like little educational points into it.
Yeah.
So not just create a story, but let's put some historic facts in it. So now I'm giving you substance. Even if I talk about, let's say you talk about anything, right? Let's talk about you could be talking about women.
Yeah.
And you could be talking about love making. You can still put some facts in that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like I feel like you have to challenge yourself to the next level.
True.
And even though like right now, be real with you, bro. I don't even want to I'm performing with Word Society. Cause that's the fam, and that's what we gonna rock out like that. But honestly, I'm just want to create right now. I just want to practice.
Yeah.
I don't even want you. You're not gonna see me right now. I'm serious. You're not gonna see me for like next couple like months,
Okay.
unless it's online.
Yeah.
Like online, that shit gonna be heavy.
Yeah.
Follow Poetically on Instagram.
Let's go.
But like, I just want to create. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
Like
yeah,
that's where my
that's
mind is
yeah.
right now. It's like,
I'm gearing up for that too, man.
yeah,
So,
because you got a project to work on.
we got some projects working on, man. We do got some shows though. We got a lot of shows.
shout out your shows real quick.
We got some crazy shows coming up. So tomorrow,
Because you on the move.
then I said tomorrow, like y'all gonna see this like right away or something like that.
Yeah.
But we got this joint. It's called the Charlotte Unite Festival, and I think it's so crazy that they asked me to perform. Shout out to Miss Socialite for putting me on, because I was all at the beginning of the year. I was all about this hashtag CLT unity thing.
Yeah.
Just unity this, unity that, blah blah blah. And of all the things for me to get booked for now, the Charlotte Unite Festival. It's crazy how it's like you speaking opportunities and the path that you're trying to go to.
Put it out there.
Put it out there, and
Right.
then the opportunities will fall in line. So that happened. We got the Forum CLT on November 9th. So that's going to be dope. Shout out to
November 9th,
Lauren
yeah.
Solaire. We hosting a joint at Camp North End here in Charlotte.
Okay.
It's a dope venue. Shout out to Varian, the event coordinator for Camp North End. We're going to have it's like a multi-dimensional feature / open mic section. So it's going to be like 4 features, each from different genres of art. DJ Blanco on the 1s and 2s. We're going to have a feature poet, feature singer, feature rapper, and feature dancer.
Nice.
Sometimes the genres can change from each show, but that's going to be the first show. And then we're going to have like a poetry cipher that's open to anybody who wants to be in it. So it's like a showcase and that as well.
Describe a poetry cipher.
So basically, there's a couple ways we can do it. It's probably going to switch from show to show.
Mm-hmm.
It might be where we get 5 people who are into it, and then we come up with a topic right then, and we either have people.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, either you got to start writing it then, you got to freestyle it, or we get the topic out beforehand and let you come with something.
No,
we're gonna
topic out then.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fresh.
Yeah. So we're gonna do something. It's gonna be live though. And
I'm gonna pop up for that.
Word. Okay. And what we're really trying to do is like, because the city has been pushing us out, man. Like somebody,
you feel like that?
I don't know if you was there. You might have been there when we was having this conversation, but we was at Abstract. Shout out to Sir Abstract. He had an open mic last Friday.
No, I was sick.
Okay, yeah. And somebody was asking me when the other poetry stuff, where the other open mics and poetry stuff is at, or when it's going on and stuff like that. And like everybody was just like drawing a blank. It's like we knew about Release Therapy Wednesdays, and then Flow Bar with Israel the Poet, and that's on Wednesdays too. So other than that, it was like nobody was really able to really think of something that was really happening on a regular basis. There's stuff that pops up every now and then.
But okay, so now this is getting to real local talk. So if you're watching this and you not from Charlotte, our fault. But we gotta like I just got because you right here. Well, and this could go out to anybody, but don't you feel so? Is that on us or is that the environment?
So I guess my point is more so taking the onus to create something, an opportunity, a platform for people. But it is because of the environment. It's both. It's both. So the environment is no longer making space for us in what they do. So we have to make it for ourselves. It goes back to owning your own platform.
Owning your platform.
Because there's a lot of events that have happened in the city in the past, but it was other people's venues and other people's this and that. So we gotta, of course, there's a lot going into having your own venue. I remember, to be honest with you, it's really whatever you make it. Because I remember when I lived in Greensboro, there's this dope artist named Layla Noor, and she had a basement in her crib, and she turned her basement into a venue. And they used to have a joint there, and it was live.
Nice.
And people would just show up, and it was like a separate door, separate entrance. So she wasn't really putting herself in no crazy position or nothing like that.
Nice.
So stuff like that, you know what I mean? It can be done. It's as simple as doing it like that. You know, what I mean?
Doing it, right?
Yeah, just doing it. So that's what we're doing with the show. We're just doing it, and like we need more of that because, like you said, the city is pushing us out. Especially if you look at poetry as strictly entertainment. Because if you look at it as strictly entertainment, it's not gonna. Historically, it doesn't win out over having a DJ playing the latest and greatest hits. You know, club night is gonna draw more than poetry night typically, unless poetry night is erotic night. Typically, not always.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, but if you make it about what the poetry is about, I feel like it's different. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no. I feel so. I agree with you saying right there. What it's about, and I feel like it's quality though.
It is. At
the end of the day, quality rap matters. So we gotta call it for what it is. If the quality ain't up to par, and it feels like amateur hour.
Yeah.
You know, nobody, no diss to nobody trying to get off on, because everybody, we all start on open mic trying to hit that hard. Yeah. But if the quality isn't like, dropping, then it's not gonna really bite on.
Right. And that's, what I'm saying, that's why the feature idea is something that we wanted to move with, because you're choosing quality and you're giving people that show, but then you have a cipher and something that's open to anybody. But if you're in it, you got to have skills. Yeah. So it's open to anyone, but if you're going to be in it, you got to have the skills. Because like you said, the open mic is cool for when people are going and getting started, but it's hard to justify if somebody works Monday through Friday and they get their 2 days off, you know what I mean? And they're trying to figure out what they can do for fun. It's hard for them. It's hard. For me, it would be hard to justify, am I just going to go to this random open mic where I can hear some garbage or whatever? Or am I going to go to a club where I'm going to hear the top hits, it's going to be booming, me and my girl's going to have fun.
It's about your audience, too. It's about what audience you want to go after. Yeah. I feel like this. So once again, you got to pick out who your audience is, and you kind of sometimes have to hit that audience hard first, because you got levels to everything. Just like in business, you got this first tier, this second tier, and this third tier starting off. So I know this certain demographic, age group, I'm gonna find them and go out. They not really close. I'm gonna go find them and go after, target them. Then these other people kind of let it dwindle down to them, and it kind of drips down.
So how do you? But see, this is the thing, because it comes back to like lowest common denominator. So what typically draws the most in poetry is erotic night. Why? Because like you said before, everybody want to get some. Yeah. Everybody have sexual urges. once you start getting into ideas and opinions, you
Yeah.
start losing people.
Okay, so boom, right there.
Yeah.
Ideas and opinions.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. No, but I'm saying that's what sometimes people just want to shut the, like, I don't care about your politics. I don't care about you wanting to save the world. Fuck all that shit.
Yeah.
Just like, I want to hear about how you gonna put it down, lay it down. I want to hear about how you met the person. You know, I want to hear something fun. You know, something fun. We like fun. Sometimes it's good, and I get people going back to like the NFL. Sometimes where people say, it's my getaway for sports. I get that sometimes what we do as art. As artists, it's a getaway for people, and I get it. I get that sometimes you may not be in the mood to hear about Black Power. You may not, as a white person, you may not want to go to an open mic and hear 10 poets talk about how your ancestors fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. So, opinions and ideas. I think you making it creative for her is having a cipher, then having a theme, and it's switching the theme up. Because I feel like when you switch the theme up, you can grab certain people know, okay, this is that night, boom, this is that night. And if you already have it lined out, planned out in advance, I don't know, how y'all doing it, but when you have things planned out in advance, people say, oh, I'm about to be hyped for that theme right there. And they may go to one thing and really love it so much, they love the content so much, that they may go to another they may not even vibe with, but they know that you cannot knock dope content. At the end of the day, it's quality. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, whether it's your opinions and your ideas, whatever, I may disagree. But if you present that joint right and you passionate and you going in on it, it gives me something to think on now. So we talk about the originality. It's taking something perspective, taking, oh, you know what? I want to hear more about what they say. You know, it's funny because like artists or musicians, you get those trolls, online trolls, right? Why do the trolls always listen to that person or whatever? It's because they get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, people are always going, if you're great, if you're great and you're dynamic and you work the cognitive mind. Like, whatever I say makes you think, stop and be like, think about that. Let me think about it. If I say something or if I do something and it makes you feel inspirational. Boom. That's the word. That takes out everything right there. If you inspire, then people are going to gravitate you because they feel an urge of just movement, action, of thoughts.
Yeah. So I dig it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, what I'm saying? Like, I just look at, like, Vince, you talk about people as far as like erotic night and things like that. Yeah. It's cool, but I think if you have a mixture, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And that's how you have that, and that's how you advertise it too. You have erotic poetry, you have uplifting, however you phrase it with careful words.
Yeah.
You phrase it like that, just all types of, and you talk about like everything, and people feel like, oh, okay, I'm getting a dose of everything.
Have you seen that? Has somebody done an event like that? Where it was like it was in sections. Where it was like an erotic section, a conscious section, a political or whatever, or like we gotta think of some other sections. But what if?
See, okay, I feel like this is how you do it though. Mm-hmm. If you did it like an all-in-one night like that, you have to go back. You have to go back and forth. You have to take the crowd through a roller coaster, without them knowing you're going through a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Or you can take them through a roller coaster and they know it. So what I mean is, you gather the artists that you know gonna do that, or sometimes it's dope. That's why it's dope sometimes to have a sign-up list beforehand, to have people already lined up beforehand, because then when you know what they're going to bring. So you can say, okay, the first three, boom, we're going to hit them with the love. Yeah. Then the next three, you get an artist telling, then we're going to hit, I know you want to do your political, we're going to have you go in this. And then the next three, boom, we're going to have it. Then we're going to have them back with the love, then back with the political, back with the con. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like you in a sandwich. Yeah. Like you in a roller coaster. Yeah. You can't jump off because you don't know what's next. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't jump off because you may have people that stay so we got the love hour coming up next, or that's it for love, then people gonna leave because maybe that's all they came for. Yeah. But they're being closed-minded, so a way to trick, sometimes you have to trick the closed-minded by not letting them see what's next.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if they don't know what's next, then boom, they're gonna stay because they want to know what they want to just. They only get closed minded for what they see.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's interesting.
what they don't see, they want to know more of. Isn't that kind of
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But what you see, you don't want to know no more. It's like this. We talk about art, right?
Yeah.
If I like, prime example. If you saw a stripper, for example, and a stripper wanted to talk to you about. I said, "Oh yeah, I like Conscious. You know, I'm a stripper. Or nah, that sounds kind of wet." And she was saying, "No, I'm a stripper." But she was like, what kind of poetry? She told you what her occupation was, and she asked you what kind of poetry you did, and she want to know when your next event was, or she like, what's some spots that you like. You would think she'd be into erotic stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not saying that that's right or what she would think, but I'm saying what we think of, what we see people as.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would think, okay, she's not gonna be into what my content may be about. But you may be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But we think because we see a certain thing. Like if you see a porn star, you ain't gonna think she may have good hot political takes. You know what I'm saying? Like good takes. But we just taking it for what we see rather than for what we don't see. If we don't know anything about that person, what they do, and just know their voice, that was a lot just said right there.
Yeah, a lot. That was a lot in there, man. Y'all gonna have fun unpacking all that. That was cool.
Yeah, don't fuck that shit. I'm done, man. You take it over.
Man,
Nah, but
shout out to everybody checking out Poetically Correct, man. So this was something that Poetically came to me about, you know what I mean, months and months ago. My man done got fancy lighting equipment. We got mic stands. We got stools.
But that goes into like the whole sense of wanting to do things right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And wanting to like how you want to present things. You got to look fresh. You got to look.
Look nice. It's dope how just once you start, you know the quality, you know the standard that you have, you know what you're going for. But once you start getting into it, you find ways to naturally grow and evolve it and scale it up. So. Like sometimes it's just about doing it. You know what I mean?
It's just about.
But you gotta be passionate about it.
Yeah, you got to. Like I don't. For me, like how many times do you get caught up in your numbers? Like when I say numbers, like if you put something out there and you looking to see how many likes it gets or how many views it gets.
I say definitely just to know what people. But sometimes you can't do it though because there's natural fluctuations. Like. I notice there's certain days and certain times of day where it seems like more people are on and more people liking it. But then something crazy happened and it's completely opposite. So I try not to anymore.
Yeah. What time of the day do you feel like is the best time?
I feel like when you wait till like 8 p.m.
behind the scenes information.
I feel like between 8 and 9 p.m. is the best time to post something because people are off work and people aren't in bed yet.
Yeah.
So it's right there. You wait a little later than most people are going to bed if they got a 9 to 5.
Exactly.
A little earlier than that, people just getting off work and then on social media.
Yeah.
And I feel like posting stuff early in the morning is cool too because people are checking it right before they start their day and stuff like that. But if you wait till like 2 p.m., 3 p.m., I feel like that's not good.
Yeah, it's kind of a dead hour.
It's like a dead hour.
It's funny, the morning is like the prime spot. The morning and like that late evening, because everybody tries to get that photo. You know that before you either go to class or go to work. That what's it like a 7:30 to 8:30 ish kind of time frame. You get that post out there, let it because then you get let the day, let it work the day. Get to build up a few. I was watching The Breakfast Club, and that's what Tank was talking about. It used to be a point. I remember this in social media time frame where you would post something. I remember you could just post a day, and this is what I'm just taking his words. You know what I'm saying? This isn't my original thought, but it kind of made me remember of when you could just put a picture out one day and you can get popping. You good. Now you got to post throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? It has to. You kind of grab because our attention span is boom. Okay, what's next?
Yeah.
We want to know what's next before we've even seen what's now.
Right, yeah, that's crazy, right?
That's wild. Like we look at what's now and think, okay, that's cool, but what that's funny or how that felt good, and then we move on.
Yeah.
I think we've been trained like that to move on.
I agree. There's so much out there. It's so much out there. And when I say it's so much, that don't mean it's so much of useful stuff. It's just a lot of everything is out there. A lot of everything is out there. Whatever the thing is, you can find a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like you can go on Instagram, You can start Googling stuff. You get on Wikipedia, and next thing you know, you done looked up the meaning of life, and you started off trying to figure out how to, find the new Jordan.
It's so many rabbit holes to go into anything.
Yeah.
Like you said, we talk about so much information out here. And
have you ever been on the dark side of YouTube?
Wait, what?
The dark side of
that
YouTube.
That shit sound like something I don't need to be.
You don't need to be there, bro.
What's the dark side of YouTube?
The dark side of YouTube is when you go to YouTube to watch a specific video and you start clicking the videos on the side.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then you just start clicking on stuff that jumps out to you like, oh, snap, what is that? And you click it and you keep doing it. And before you know it, you looking at some weird shit that you did not even set out to look at.
Word. I don't think so I've clicked on something.
Yeah.
But because I just don't, I try to get myself away. I clicked on it, boom, watched it, clicked on something else, boom, okay, I'm good. Yeah. I haven't gone that deep. That sounds kind of wild right there.
It's wild. I haven't, it hasn't happened to me in at least like 5 years.
But you made it out.
I made it out, bro.
Yeah.
I made it out, man. Some stuff y'all need to stop posting. I don't understand why people post like the garbage stuff. Like some stuff is just
but what's
like
garbage?
Like some stuff
like
is straight,
what do you one man's trash is another man's treasure, Rome. Come on now.
Bruh, you seen them, bruh. You seen them accounts on Instagram.
I don't know.
It's like it'll be like fake J. Cole or whatever. And it'll just be like a fake J. Cole page of like weird quotes and like I don't understand who's benefiting from this.
Okay, now let me play devil's advocate for the fake J. Cole pages, for the fake Kendrick Lamar pages.
Yeah.
It's a fan page. You know what I'm saying? It's a fan page because while the artist this is what you got to understand now, because I'm about to give y'all some gems real quick.
Okay.
While y'all fucking around and thinking it's a fake page, you got to understand some of these pages are actually real pages made to be fake fan pages. Understand what I'm saying? These are marketed like that. It's advertising. It's marketing. You got to understand the machine behind the artist, and it's genius. If I'm an artist, I'm going to create a fan page where I have someone working. It looks organic, right? It looks like I have the people behind me. It looks like I have not only just the people behind me, but I also create an area where fans can gain information. Like on the fake J. Cole page, you're going to see all types of photos of him in the studio. You're going to see all types of photos of him out this way. You're going to see all types of photos. And guess where it pops up?
Where?
In your Explore page, right?
Yeah.
You always see it there, right? Think that's just there by coincidence?
Nah.
Come on.
The Explore page is wild, too.
The Explore page is on some other...
The Explore page on Instagram.
I feel like the Explore page is a setup.
I agree.
It's a setup because why am I always seeing something about some big booty?
Yes.
While I'm always seeing something about the rappers or whatnot. I'm always seeing some turn up, some crazy. I'm always seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
I swear I made it. So I had 2 Instagram pages.
Yeah.
I went from that one, seeing all that. I went to my poetry. Create my poetry page. I'm thinking about I'm about to see all the artistic stuff. See some of this. Man, I see the same. Yo.
Yeah, the Explore page is wild. I agree.
That's a setup.
It is.
Instagram, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. Yo.
Fix that, man.
No, he's fixed it. He's got us hooked.
He's got us hooked?
Yeah. I'm always gonna see the Shade Room. I'm always gonna see. No diss to them, but I'm just saying who I'm going to see. It's no diss to you. I'm just saying I'm always going to see Baller Alert. I don't need an alert on the ballers.
What is the Shade Room?
No. You never heard of Shade Room?
Is that a podcast?
Wow, you never heard the Shade Room?
It sounds familiar. I heard of Shade 4-5. Educate me, sir.
It's like you know what's crazy? Okay, so it started as like a gossip thing.
Yeah.
No, it started off like of just posting, being nosy. It was the nosy. You know what? It was the nosy person in hip hop.
Okay.
Posting this, what's going on? Who's doing this? Who is that? Crazy thing now is all these nosy sites like TMZ, all these little nosy areas, they become official news source now. Come on, don't tell me TMZ we get our official news from. How wild is that? Because of how they built credibility off being nosy.
Yeah.
They built credibility. You feel like the news source is more credible when you hear about TMZ posting something because of how they've been able to work their paparazzi through years. They've been able to build that. You don't look at them just being a blog site anymore. You look at a news source.
Mm-hmm. It's bad.
Where is content going? Where is content going, but where is our reliability in receiving content and trustworthy content going? And where is the end of too much of where the section of content, you know?
But was content ever trustworthy? It goes back to what you were saying.
Yeah, everything's been the same.
Yeah. People had agendas back then too?
Definitely, 1,000. It was worse back then.
I agree.
I feel like we're in a good space too. So now I have to think about, as we're talking through these things, I feel like we are in a good space because at one point you had people, you only had that a couple of sources.
Right.
And you really didn't have any, you couldn't really leak, or you could leak, but that person was probably dealt with or whatnot. It wasn't where you could go on this site and you could get this theory and get that theory, get this leak or whatever.
Yeah.
Now you can have so many different sources to get the real information or several different viewpoints. Because if you let's say you only had one outlet of news, you only getting what that outlet wants to give you, feed you.
Absolutely.
That's dangerous.
That's very dangerous. I agree.
And so that's my call to action, people, is to do your due diligence and seeing what other people have to say. Do your due diligence and seeing when you hear something, a source, or hear something about whatever happened, see what this site is saying, what this site, let's put in some work. Let's just not grab a headline. Actually, let's read. I'm a reader. I can't just look at a headlines be wild as hell.
Headlines do be wild as hell. Yeah.
Like,
how do you even it's like society is so data driven now. It's like, how do you even, because everything is just like, okay, so I see humans react to this, so I'm gonna do it like this. So everything is designed to trip you up. So how do you even navigate anything? You know what I mean? They come up with the headlines to trip you up and be like, oh snap, what's that?
And so you're talking to somebody in marketing, you need a good headline in order to grab. Let's call it what it is. You got to have a good headline to grab somebody in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like it comes from intent, and it comes from what you want
to get out of it.
Yeah, and what you want the other person to get out of it. Like, if you want to fool them, then it's going to come back on you. Because after a while, you keep fooling people, you're not going to be looked as reliable.
Yeah, sure.
Time tells us everything.
Yeah. Okay. Marketing genius from Poetic Lee, you know what I'm saying? Dropping gems.
Just saying, man, you got to watch out here. And because this industry is so tricky, like I'm telling you about the fan pages, you have labels creating fan pages.
Yeah.
I mean, these pages, like, there ain't no, you have a bunch of different pages from different artists that are positioned right there. So you can, it's part of that right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just like you have companies creating, they talked about this one time on, you watch Everyday Struggle. Yeah. But just like they talking about, and I knew this from actually just being in marketing, you have people that create memes. Like, you have labels hiring people to create memes for their artists.
For real?
Yeah, man. A lot of these memes you see, you think are organic, but that's what we thrive on, right? Organic. Now, we eat a lot of GMO shit, but but we thrive on what's natural. You know what? If you tell me a movie is dope, I'm gonna check out the movie. If I see a commercial just selling me a movie, okay, I may check it out. But if Rome coming, yo, bro, you gotta check out so and so. If you tell me an artist is dope, I'm gonna listen to you rather than if I just see it sponsored on Instagram. Yeah, that's how you have to. That's marketing. You have to create something organic from the ground that people can trust. Reliability. I trust a fan page or other people like me to tell me, or to make fun or come up with something witty. Then, like Drake had a lot of responsibility in the whole Meek Mill and him going back and forth of creating those memes. His team had a lot to do with that. Yeah.
Wow.
It's organic. It's fun. It feels like you're a part of it. If you were the only one, if you're creating your own stuff, if you're putting out, it's kind of dope too, because that's what made the paparazzi dope. It's kind of like a exclusive. Mm-hmm. If you're always only putting out your own content and others, it's something, feels something special. I'm gonna think of the right word for it, but it's something special that is if like somebody else was putting out, this was Rome in the studio, or this is someone else is telling your story. It's you have a narrator to your story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like to a movie. If you're always only telling your own story, people are like, okay, we get it now, we get it. But if you have a narrator, it just seems dope. Like,
no, you're right.
Yeah.
It's like a cosign.
Cosign.
It's like what's the saying? No, you're not hot until somebody else says you're hot or something like that. Like if you just saying I'm hot, that's cool, but it means more when it comes from somebody else.
Definitely, 1,000%.
So if I was like, yo, Lee's the truth. If you got, they'd be like, I'm the truth. Like, okay, he's just confident in himself. That's cool.
Exactly.
But if I do it, it's like, let me hear what you're talking about.
It builds it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 1,000%. So, with that being said, find you somebody to co-sign you. Find your hype man, one of your friends. Find somebody to co-sign you, build you up with whatever you were into. Because I think we got to hype our own people up. You know what I'm saying? We got to hype our friends up. If you see somebody, sometimes the greatest support isn't you always just buying or purchasing something from them. It's just shouting somebody out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shouting whoever out. Like, shouting if you know somebody dope, shout them out. Like, that's all that matters.
And you got to know what people are working towards, too. Because I'll be trying to hype people up, too. But if that's not what they want, then it just like, they just be like, I'm just a guy. It's like, no, you don't realize what you said was boom, boom, boom. And they just be like,
hey, man, that's confidence right there.
Where?
That's it's a mixture of confidence, and it's a mixture of sometimes. I mean, I get it. Sometimes people want to be on the low, but it's kind of like it's anxiety.
I think anxiety is a big thing that people do it.
It's anxiety. It's pressure, yo. If you building me up to this, maybe I really don't feel like inside I'm like really ready for all that. That you really come on now, like chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes people just being funny and like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But sometimes people really don't want that pressure. Like they love just keeping that. They love being dope to themselves. I'm dope to other people. Like I'm dope. Like y'all want, because now in their head sometimes, I've been through this. Like you think, oh, now I got to go extra hard. I got to go extra. I can't. When really how you were doing it was hard.
Yeah.
You don't have to go any further. Like you being, it's like somebody hyped somebody up, say, yeah, that person can dress they ass off. They fly as hell. They can do this. They can dress like this. They be wearing that. Now that person may get anxiety, like, oh, now I gotta wear this. That you know, but I'm saying they're thinking about what they have to put together because you hyped them up to be this great fashion person. When
all you
really
gotta do is just do you.
What they've been doing.
Yeah.
Like somebody may be like, Rome got them bars. He be the way he stacks his flows up, the way his metaphors and similes be coming hard. Now you thinking like, dang, every line. Like I'm saying, like you thinking every line now has to be some kind of crazy.
Yeah. When it's not, it don't take that. It don't trying too hard.
Yeah. Just do what you've been doing. Yeah. Don't stop. Don't not advance, but do what you've been doing.
If you start doing that, then that's when they get into where Eminem is at now. Because I feel like Eminem is...
Oh, man. You walked into something good. I don't want to stop. You want to talk about it?
We can, bro. We can talk about it. I just feel like he's trying real hard right now, bro. Eminem's trying too hard, bro. Man. When I listen to OM, Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, it got a smoothness to it. It's just smoothly fire. And it's like, are y'all hearing what he's saying? But now it's like...
Now, okay, hold on.
Like, chill.
Okay, so you obviously looked at the cipher.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that cipher was him being okay on the scale of percentages? Where do you feel like it was, as far as him truly? That's how he felt. Him message he wanted to put out. Then where do you feel like he wanted to? I have to jump on a bandwagon or a trend. And where do you feel like he was just it's kind of an easy thing to do. It's something that really you can get. You can't really hate that unless, like you're saying, you across that other line.
I feel like he genuinely is not a fan of Trump, and he chose to say those things because of that. I'm just not into like his skills is.
Come on, but let's just call it what it is. Delivery, okay, let's call it what it is because this is not going to be favorable, but it wasn't like the most lyrical shit ever.
I mean,
It was.
but
I
no,
mean,
Eminem has been getting away with this for years.
Yeah.
He's been getting away with using a lot of intricate rhyme schemes, but not really saying anything that moves the needle for you. Because he raps this real complicated thing about, I beat him with a socket wrench and a pocket sense and then reach in my pocket and pulled out some pocket lint. And like it has a bunch of rhymes, but it's not really doing anything for you.
Yeah. You know what it's like? It's like if a quarterback was just passing the ball short, long. Y'all, he's getting passing completions, but it's not gaining up the field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you passing, you making completions, but are you really gaining up the field? And that's I think it was, you know what? So for one end, I'm glad he did what he did during the cipher, because I felt like being as a person of non-melanated skin color, we gotta hear that. We have to hear more of that, because black people, we already know how we feel right now. Or at least a majority of us know how we feel. But it's the others that we kind of looking like, you know what I'm saying? Where you at?
Yeah.
You know, where you at on the line? But it's good to hear more of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good to hear more of that.
Yeah.
So I feel like one end that was great. Then on the other end, I felt like it had a lot of shock value to it. And I feel like that's where he was going with it. It was a shock value.
Yeah.
Because shock value wins. It's just like when people talk about erotic poetry, if you talk about what you about to, oh girl, I'm going to put this on you like this, and I want you to give me that so I can lick it like this.
Yeah.
It's shock value.
Yeah, it is shock value.
It's not really you being creative in the sense of how you want to paint the picture for the person to think on their own. You just
trying to say the wildest thing you can think of.
So they can just be like, oh, you're going for more of reaction than thinking and action.
Yeah, I agree. So, what was I about to say? Eminem, reaction, action, shock value.
Yeah, so
dang, I lost it.
A lot of words there.
A lot of words, bro.
A lot of words with no. Nah, it was substance.
Yeah, I just feel like I haven't heard Eminem say. I haven't really felt something he said on a level of he had before in years, bro. In years.
To be honest with you, the crazy part about I listened to a few songs that really. So
I remember what I was gonna say now, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna just say this: Eminem, I honor him for what his skill level is, or
absolutely
where it was at. But he's really not somebody I run to listen to, because I can never relate to that crazy shit he was talking about.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he's one of those people that really made it like escaped away with saying a lot of wild stuff that he couldn't have said today. Yeah. He said some wild things, and I was always turned off. I'm like, this is kind of going a little too far here.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So what were you about to say though?
Man, dissing Trump is played out, bro. Cause
that's why you're never going to hear me on here.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it. We haven't talked because like
because like, so most people agree that he's a narcissist and he has those tendencies. The worst thing you could do is talk about him. The best thing you could do is just focus on you, focus on helping and changing what you can, because you're not going to get help from them. So you got to just not even acknowledge what he's doing. So that's my only thing I'm going to say about it, and I'm not going to bring it up.
Well, this is what I will say. I think there comes a point where we have to know how to be proactive and now have to know how to be self-proclaimed.
Absolutely.
We have to, like Auntie Maxine said, I'm reclaiming our time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to know how to like reclaim what's ours.
Yeah.
So what is ours? Our right to speak. What is our right to speak? Speak the truth. What is that truth? That truth is about anything that's pertaining to how we can better our lives in the right sense. And what's true. You know what I'm saying? So that means when it comes down to economics, it comes down to the environment, things of this nature, we got to start building ourselves up. So that's what we talk about artists and how we create what the thoughts that we go through and talk about speaking our truth. And that's why I said, fragile ass feelings. Put the feelings to the side right now when we speak. And that's about anything. Put feelings to the side about anything. When you talk about arts, you talk about opinions and ideas. It's time for us to really toughen our skin up and listen, and then think, what are we doing? What is this? What is this doing? Whatever you're saying, what is this doing right now? Us sitting right here talking, what is this doing for the community? What is this doing for other people? Is it getting them to step out somewhere and really be active? And I think that's what we have to start thinking about. You know, is it how can I open my views up to something else? Not all things should be opened up to, but I think they should be. I think we should know. We should at this. You get to a certain point, you know, based on your moral values, I suppose, what is healthy to you and what's not healthy. As simple as that. That's how I look. I don't believe in wrong and right. I believe in what's healthy for you. And that you cannot go against what's healthy for you, because after a while, time tells it all.
Yeah.
If you keep going against something that's not healthy for you, when you're trying to convince yourself it's healthy for you, if you keep going to attaching yourself to ignorance, you're gonna find yourself in a place where you either you're not set up like lifestyle wise how you should be. If you keep thinking, well, it's healthy for me to keep spending my money and not saving, okay, do that. Then you're gonna find yourself broke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things that you cannot knock health, like what's healthy for you. So that's why I say, man, dissing Trump is played out, but I think what's not played out is not normalizing things. I think we do get Deftone hearing all the disses to this government, hearing all the disses to this cycle that we're in right now. But we cannot. I think when we speak our truths, we have to keep speaking our truths. We have to keep calling things out for what they are, because we can't normalize it. That's how you lose. When you say, okay, I know that what's being done right now is bullshit. I'm gonna focus on us. But at the same time, you have a lot of people that are ignorant. You have a lot of people they're not even ignorant. They just don't want to pay attention to it. But you have to call it out so you can give gems to them.
Yeah.
We can't normalize things.
Yeah. And I feel like those can be too. For you, I mean, you got, like you said, you got called for what it is. But I'm saying, like, one person's doing one and not the other.
Yeah,
right?
I got you. Yeah.
So one person's doing all the talking and all the dissing, but not doing like
any action.
Yeah, you gotta get out here and you gotta get out here and get busy. Yo,
that's like what pisses me off with these conspiracy sites. Like, all you conspiracy little Instagram pages, let me see you stop posting about your little theories about everything. And even if I may agree, and maybe some shit I agree with you on, but let me see you actually out here doing some work.
Yeah.
Come on now, like, give me some. Stop posting theories and start posting some beneficial things to help us.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I totally agree, bro.
Yeah, so I think we've done enough talking people's heads off. So with that being said, I'm about to fade to black like Hove.
Like, I feel like you was about to say Kanye.
Oh, I'm about to fade to black. Oh, damn, that would have
No,
been better.
Hove is right, but I just felt like you were thinking about Kanye.
What was I thinking about Kanye?
You had because you remember Kanye, they had that whole thing when they was just wearing all black all the time. So, but
They did have that.
I thought about the Black Album too, man.
True, I'm about to fade to black like nighttime.
Break out in heaven, you know I love you.